ourselves be evolved by AI and evolved by artificial thinking, everyone is going to be the same. Everything is going to be the same. We are going to be shrouded in mediocrity, and before it's too late, we are going to live in a world where compassion and empathy and human thinking is neglected. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Actually, it's more right to say welcome to my channel because I haven't posted in a very long time. So many things have happened, I feel like, but we'll go over that another day. Today I want to talk about something important. Lately I've been getting into the habit of writing things down. Finally, like whenever I come across a piece of article or content or whatever I watch, I feel inspired usually to write my opinion on it or just talk about it, but I have always put that off and I've always just kind of thought about it in my head. But lately I've been writing it down and I've been wanting to talk about a few of the topics I've been writing down, and I think this one is really important to be having a discussion about right now anyways, as we are in a time where content consumption is at an all-time high, which is, I have to be honest, normal. First of all, we are living in a digital age where everything is provided online, we are learning online, we are entertaining ourselves online, we are communicating online. There's just so many things that are interlinked with the digital world now that it is hard to separate from it, and that is not the point of this video to get you guys to just stop watching social media or using social media completely, because that is impossible in this world and age. If you want to have a job, for example, some jobs require you to be in touch with the latest trends. It can be a safe space for a lot of people who are looking for people to relate to and connect with. So I'm not here to just bash Instagram and TikTok and everything, but I am here to talk about how important it is that we are mindful when we do consume these contents. Personally, I've been conscious lately of how much I am consuming. Right now, I am in a period of my life where I have a lot of free time on my hands, other than me working and going out with my friends. I'm probably the most free that I will ever be, considering that I've taken a gap semester and I've been having a conflict in my mind because a part of me obviously wants to use this time to be super productive and achieve all my goals and do all the things that I've been wanting to do but I've been putting off because I don't have time. A part of me wants that, and then another part of me thinks, okay, I'm never gonna get this time back again, so why don't I just make use of my free time and just binge watch as much shows as I can before it's too late. So there is two sides of this, but I am learning that I don't have to completely neglect either side for me to be fulfilled. The solution does not lie in just quitting social media and completely never using it again. I think the solution comes from having the ability to question yourself when you do find yourself mindlessly scrolling. I want you guys to just ask yourself, what am I not addressing right now that's causing me to pick up my phone and not think about anything and want to scroll? Like, what are you not thinking about? Because a lot of the times when you address this head on, you can stop yourself from habits that are distracting in the first place. You need to find first, what are you running from that you don't want to address? This is what will honestly help you so much when it comes to putting down that phone. I think part of the reason I wanted to talk about this topic a lot is because it's really relevant at the moment, not only because everything that we do is impacted by the digital world and the things we do is for the digital world. A lot of the times I think it's also because of the rise of AI and our dependency on it as well. Not only are we now consuming, we are also neglecting our ability to create and handing it over to an institution that makes billions of dollars off of our inability to think for ourselves. And I think this is one of the major issues that is happening in 2025 at the moment, how we all seem to just justify the endless ChatGPT searches that we're doing, justifying it behind, oh, I just want, to save time, or I just want to. And a lot of the times I think it's easier to blame the system than ourselves. I do think the system has a role, as even now Google has AI integrated within it, so we are all using it whether we want to or not. A lot of the times, aside from that, willingly going and searching something on ChatGPT itself is wasting so much water, so much of power, and the saddest thing of all is that it's wasting our creativity and our ability to bring new things into this world. I really like this quote, so I'm just gonna read this one out. It's by Robert Greene. You either create or you consume. You either take what you learn and twist it into something original, or you spend your life parroting someone else's ideas, trapped in mediocrity. I think this quote really explains exactly why creation is the next step forward in human evolution. If we let ourselves be evolved by AI and evolved by artificial thinking, everyone is going to be the same. Everything is going to be the same. We are going to be shrouded in mediocrity, and before it's too late, we are going to live in a world where compassion and empathy and human thinking is neglected. I think what we tend to forget a lot of the times is that our time on this planet is so precious. Like, we are not here for an infinite amount of time. It is a limited amount of time. You don't know when you are gonna leave this planet, right? I want you to be honest with yourself and think of yourself in your deathbed if you have to, or when you're 80 years old, you're about to die, whatever. Think of yourself in that moment and think, what would I regret the most if I didn't do now? You will come to realize that a lot of the things will have to do with creating things, whether that be going out and expressing yourself more, that is a form of creation as well, or writing down more stuff, or creating more outlets for yourself, creating more hobbies for yourself. A lot of these things are what we end up regretting, and even creating connections, most importantly. Honestly, if we all keep continuing the way we're continuing as a generation, always on social media consuming, we are going to regret this. Like, we are going to regret this so bad, not only mentally, also physically. I will link the study showing the correlation between consumption of social media and the rise of neurodegenerative diseases like dementia. I will read out what it shows from this study. Excessive screen time is known to alter gray matter and white volumes in the brain, increase the risk of mental disorders, and impair acquisition of memories and learning, which are known as risk factors for dementia. We hypothesize that excessive screen exposure during critical periods of development in Generation Z will lead to mild cognitive impairments in early to middle adulthood, resulting in substantially increased rates of early onset dementia in later adulthood. Studies are starting to emerge showing the correlation between the two, and I think we should start taking that a lot more seriously than it is right now. We want a break from the pressure of real life. But the truth is, we create this pressure a lot of times for ourselves when we lack in discipline, when we lack in creating habits for ourselves. And I'm not saying all of the life's problems is because of yourself. A lot of it can be impacted by how you take on these problems as well. If it is dopamine that you crave, then get that dopamine by doing things that bring you happiness every day. That could be anything from starting a new hobby, picking up a new book, and getting to the finish line, like setting yourself a challenge to finish it, maybe in like 2 days, 3 days. Things like that is an alternative to getting dopamine from a million different videos, and half of which you probably can't even recall or remember. Like, how many of us can sit here and say that we remember the last video that we watched on social media? We can't, because it is literally slipped our brains already, and it's gone into short-term memory, and short-term memory doesn't last that long. Taking baby steps is also important. Rome wasn't built in a day, guys. Rome wasn't built in a day. But I mean, I think that quote is honestly more important than we think it is, because a lot of us just rush into this, oh, I need to be disciplined, oh, I need to get my life together starting now, I'm gonna create a 75 hard, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. We say these things, but a lot of the times we just say in the spur of the moment when we're having a manic episode, or when we're feeling a sudden surge of motivation, and that's okay, but it can get into a toxic cycle if you keep breaking the promises that you create for yourself in the spur of the moment. It's so easy to be like, oh, I'm starting today, I'm not gonna go on Instagram ever again, or I'm not gonna go on TikTok ever again, and we say that in the moment, we feel super good about it, and then guess what, 2 days later we break our promise because it's too hard of a promise to keep, and then we feel awful that we have failed, and we doubt our ability to even change in the first place. To avoid this, we need to start by setting smaller goals, like, well, when I do accidentally end up scrolling, I want myself to stop and think about each video I've watched, and what really helped me is to create a digital garden. sounds absolutely fake and not real, but a digital garden is basically a space that you can create anywhere. I use Obsidian, shout out Obsidian. But Obsidian is an amazing platform where you can basically write all your thoughts and connect it to different branches and make themes and organize them. It's like organizing your brain, basically. Like if you have trouble like me thinking straight in your own head, it's a great way to put it on something else so you can always look back on your thoughts and what you felt about the situation. In fact, that's literally what I'm doing right now. As I'm talking, I'm looking at my notes and what I've written on this topic so I can talk about it clearly with you guys and touch all the baselines. I will upload like what it kind of looks like the format of Obsidian, but I can make a whole nother video on how to use it and how to get familiar. But literally anything works, even notes works, pages, whatever you've got, a piece of paper, pencil, start writing. By writing about what you consume, you are essentially creating more than you consume already, because every time you consume, like every time, let's say you watch a show or you watch an episode of a show, you can sit down and write about, oh, what did I like about this episode? What are my thoughts? You know, what did I think about this? Or what would I do if I was a main character? A lot of the times we don't do that. We just immediately press next. And if you're not a writer, that's okay too, because there's plenty of ways to create these days. You can sit down, film yourself talking about something. And friendly tip, if you don't have a lot of storage, try recording on Snapchat, because that takes up less storage than your camera roll. At the end of the day, you're already one step further, as you are already creating more than you consume. When you combat your consumption with creation, you already are taking one step forward into bettering yourself and achieving your goals, achieving your long-term and short-term goals. If you're not much of a writer or someone that likes to record themselves, I recommend reading as well, because there is just so many resources online that you can read nowadays. And if you also like to watch, you can watch YouTube videos like mine that will help you open your mind a bit more about the things that are happening at the moment. I will put in the description some books I recommend, as well as some resources like Substack. I will say a little bit about Substack because I think it's an amazing website. I have discovered it after putting it off for a while. I have finally created an account. It is free to an extent, where you can search up topics that you're interested in, and you can see other people's opinions on it, and you get to read other people's viewpoints. And I think it's just an amazing way of self-expression and creation in this time and age where ChatGPT is quite literally writing everything for us. I think it is nice and refreshing to see human takes on human issues. Secret to creating is to create a lot and publish a little. Another tip I have is to do original work, even if it's not perfect. Do work before you feel ready. Do work before you worry about perfecting a skill. Like, for example, filming a YouTube video, right? I think this is something that I have done quite a lot in the past, where I have just tried to improve my skills a lot because I want to make sure that the first video I post is perfect, and I forget to do the most important thing, which is to actually sit down and film the video. I think a lot of us can get distracted by perfection, and it is an endless chase, trust me, because it is not something that you want to be distracted by when trying to achieve your goals. You can spend a lifetime trying to perfect a skill and never be perfect. I think the process of doing things is what makes life beautiful. If you ever feel like, oh well, if I'm gonna stop scrolling, well, I'm not going to be up to date with all the latest trends or be able to send stuff to my friends that I think are funny, you can still do all those things, but with a boundary for yourself, with knowing that you are not going to let yourself just get carried away by a bunch of short form content, right? You need to believe in yourself, and I think this is the number one thing that you need to do, is to believe in yourself and to start sticking by your promises more. The more often you break those promises, your perception of yourself just grows weaker, because you have now begun viewing yourself as some sort of unreliable mess that can't keep promises. You don't want to see yourself in that light. So this is why I recommend starting small. Anyways, I really hope this video was helpful. I hope this helps you guys get some insight into why it's so important to think about this and act on it. And I hope that this video has found you guys in the right time and in the right frame of mind. I'm manifesting. I hope that the advice I gave you guys in this video, you're able to carry that with you for a long time, hopefully forever. I hope it sticks with you. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want to hear next, please let me know. I would appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you like this type of content and you want to see more of it. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed day. Okay, bye guys.